Chris, are there already storylines that you are already sick of in the NFL?
There are, and I got a top 5. Hit it.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Brockman's
Top 5.
That was eerie.
That's so creepy.
That's a little icky. I'm not going to lie, but there's an ick factor on that one.
Tufo can be with us. All right, I got a top 5, and as we mentioned, here it is. The top 5 NFL offseason storylines I'm already sick of. I'm already sick of them, okay? See, we're in the offseason, what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Super Bowl was 2 weeks ago. I'm already sick of all these things.
There is no offseason, Chris.
Number 5.
We need one. That's half the problem.
Non-playing season?
Non-playing season, thank you.
Number 5, and we've been talking about it all show, teams wanting the tush-push ban. You bunch of sore losers. Figure out how to stop it. All right?
You can't
can run
stop
the play,
it.
too. You could do it. You have 5, 6, 7 offensive linemen. Tell your quarterback to get in the weight room and start squatting like Jalen Hurts. Get your big-ass running back there and have him push you. And if you can't do that, look what the Ravens do. They have Mark Andrews run it. They got Zach Ertz running it. Doing it with Arizona and Washington. You could do this, too. Stop being a bunch of babies and figure it out. All right? Jeez.
You okay over there?
I thought this was the NFL.
You okay?
Well,
I'm
the
worried
NFL
about you.
stands
You're
for
gonna
not for long
explode over there.
If you can't figure out how to stop the tush push.
Then you're fired. You're out. You have no job.
I'm with you on the one sense, though. Back in the day, if all we were doing was running the football, and all of a sudden I saw a team starting to use a forward pass, don't you think after a while I'd be like, hey, maybe I should start throwing this ball down the field?
Maybe we should start doing this forward pass thing.
Maybe, like you said, if you can't beat them, join them.
What are we doing?
I mean, it was 4 yards in the cloud of dust at one point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The autumn wind.
Now it's 2 yards and a big old scrum. Figure it out.
All right, what else is bothering you? What else is bothering
Number 4,
you?
and we were just talking about it. Myles Garrett trade request. Come on, man. How much are you making? Like, bro, and I get you want to win a Super Bowl, but come on. How far away are you really? All I heard all offseason was how close the Browns were, and it was like, yeah, they're a quarterback away. Can Deshaun get away? And then we got hurt.
Then we realized, bro.
But there's quarterbacks out there right now, and you guess what? You have the second pick in the draft. Like, let's go. You're not that far away. We saw what the second pick in the draft the last 2 seasons has done, right? Been pretty good.
Remind me of one thing at the end of this.
Jaden Daniels almost made the Super Bowl, and C.J. Stroud has won a playoff game 2 years in a row. You guys aren't that far away. Cleveland, stay put. Miles, they love you there.
Yeah, it's true. But if he's mad and he wants out, having an angry player in the locker room can poison the whole locker room. And that locker room's already
especially
had some issues.
Star player.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who said this. I think it was Don Allmeyer. The answer to all of your problems is more money. Just throw money at it, and he's going to be happy. Number 3.
You know that's not true.
Number 3 of offseason storylines I'm already sick of, TJ.
Mm-hmm.
What position is Travis Hunter going to play in the NFL? Guess what?
How can you be sick of that already?
It's brand new.
Here's what I'm sick of it. He's the best player in the draft.
He should play wherever you want him to play.
Just play wherever you want.
That's it.
You want him to play 60, 70 snaps on defense? Great. You let him. You want him to play 60, 70 snaps on offense? Guess what? You let him. He's going to be your best defensive player. He's going to be your best offensive player. He's going to stop their best player from getting the ball. And when you get him the ball, he's going to score touchdowns. Oh, right. Because guess what? You know what he's got at his house? I don't know whose house it's at. He's got the Heisman Trophy. He should be the first pick in the draft. He's the best player in the draft. I don't care. I don't want to talk about this 60% here, and he's going to play 30% here, and he's going to do this. No. Whatever he wants to do, you let him do it. Oh, man. Wow, I'm so fired up. Number 2. Speaking of whose house? Rams' house.
I knew it. Here we go.
Matt Stafford's future. I'm already insanely sick of this storyline. You know where Matt Stafford's best place to win a Super Bowl is? The place where he won one 4 years ago. The LA Rams. That's the best spot for him. You know, again, it goes back to my point 2 points ago. The answer to all of your problems is more money. Okay? Stan Kroenke, he owns that fancy wine that all you rich people like. He owns the Rams, the Avalanche.
It's called Screaming Eagle, Chris. Come on.
Thank you for proving my point. And he owns...
I'm just hoping he sends me a bottle,
Arsenal.
that's all.
He owns that huge complex over there right down the street. My point is he's super rich. Pay Matthew Stafford $50 million and let's move on so the Rams can get back to contending for Super Bowls. Because, I know it was 2 weeks ago, they played the team that won the Super Bowl the best in the playoffs. And if it wasn't probably snowing and winding and freezing rain that day in Philadelphia, all respect to Colleen Wolfe, Philly's not a great place. They probably would have won the game. All right? So just pay Matthew Stafford and let's wrap this up.
I don't remember who it was. I remember hearing somebody say this week on some podcast, Matthew Stafford's got to make a lot more money. They owe him $50 million. Forget about it. If he makes anything less than that, he should just retire. And I was like, wow, you must be really rich. Because, by the way, they might meet him at 40. They might meet him at 30. And that is a lot of money.
A lot of money. Totally.
But to say, like, oh, he should just retire?
Get it done.
Like, I don't think so.
All right, I'm cooking over here. Number one, and I've been sick of this storyline for at least 4 years, TJ. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers landing spots. Like, don't care. This guy. What are we doing? Like, who cares? He's not winning anymore. Whatever team he goes to isn't going to do anything. They're not going to win a playoff game. They probably won't even make it. He needs to just go away and let us all enjoy the rest of our football lives.
Where is Aaron right now?
Who cares?
Who cares? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Who cares? Jay Felly, hit it. One more.
You think we need one more?
Oh, my God. One more?
All right, we'll get one more.
Oh, I didn't even know. TJ, I'm sorry. The Cowboys saying that's selectively aggressive in free agency. This story has been out for 1 day, and I'm already sick of it. TJ, you know what's going to happen. This is all in 2.0. Nothing's going to happen. They're nothing. Nothing. And I'm sorry, and I apologize to you that we're going to have to talk about this day in and day out between now and the third week in April when we're all in Green Bay, probably freezing our butts off because it's going to be cold. Whose idea was it to go to Wisconsin in April? That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Cowboys selectively aggressive? Like, what are we doing? Like, how much did the Jones family pay some consulting firm to come up with this phrase? Like, okay, here's the deal. We can't do all in again. We did that last year, and that was an absolute disaster. What sounds like all in but isn't actually saying all selectively aggressive? The Jones, that's $250,000 sold.
This is like unconsciously uncoupling or consciously uncoupling. Remember that? Remember consciously?
What was that
about?
That
was the Gwyneth Paltrow, Chris Martin divorce.
Oh my
We're going
gosh.
to consciously uncouple. You're getting divorced. Just say what it is. TJ, what even is
so terrible?
What even is selectively aggressive?
Here's what selectively aggressive is.
Been 24 hours of this
two words that were picked out of what I'm assuming to be well over a 40-minute press conference by Stephen Jones. I didn't watch it, but I intend to. And somebody decided to pick those two words out of probably 30,000 words that he said, and now we as the media are going to beat this to death for the next 7, 8,
you know what it is?
months.
You're watching the Severance show,
yeah.
And they're sitting there. Mark is sitting there, and he's moving the numbers down for some sort of. It's got to be like a cloning thing, right? I have no idea what's going on in that show. That's what the words are. It was like a word thing, and they're just kind of moving the words down and whatever, like and they're 85% complete, and that's where they got selectively aggressive. And I'm already sick of this story, and it's like 24 hours old.
So imagine how I feel.
That's my top 5.
That's a mic drop. Thank you so much for that. Breathe. Okay. Towel off.
Take a drink, bro.
Hit the locker room. Take a breather, okay?
I'll be right back.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S. Search Rich Eisen Show on your Roku device for daily replays.